that you're telling yourself and saying to yourself that it's too late for you to start over. Because now you, at this age that you're at now, we're talking 35 plus, 45 and over, and maybe even beyond that, that it's too late for you to start over on whatever it is that you want to do. And sis, I'm here to let you know that matter when it comes to when you want to start. How you're going to start may be a little bit more incomplete for you at this point in time in your life. But there is not a time frame on when you should start something based upon your age. You have plenty of time, as long as you have made up your mind that this is what you want to do. And too often, many of us, mothers and wives, we put our desires on the back burner. And this is what I always talk about. Because there was something that you wanted to do, someone that you wanted to be. However, as we know, our family is our number one priority as we put everyone else's before our own. And you've been carrying the load around for us for so long that you forgot that you had one too. You pour into your children, your husband, and your career. And every time you try to do something for yourself, there it is, that guilt. It shows up right on time. And that guilt is signifying that you feel bad about it, that you think it's selfish to put first. Where does that come from? Why do we do that to ourselves? Why do we feel when it's time for us to do something for ourselves that we shouldn't be doing it? It makes you think, why does it feel like somebody's watching me and I have no privacy? And that's what it feels like when it comes to all of the family, all of the children, even your spouse that needs you right now, here at this moment. And you don't have a break. You don't have any time for yourself as a mother. There's always someone that needs your time and attention, and you're there for them, as you should be. It's the most rewarding role and title you'll ever have in your life, because someone is reliant upon your expertise, your experience, that you've learned along the way on how to be the best person you can be, because clearly you're not necessarily teaching your children how to fall. And if you did, that's something that they can learn also. We are not perfect. A mother is not a perfect person. And if you are living your life trying to be perfect for everyone else to where they can't see any mistakes, and I hope it's not a mistake, it's just a mistake, and you can always begin again. But if you're showing up and they don't ever see you doing any wrong, they don't ever see you making an error, something that you can correct, they don't see you doing anything other than being perfect. As we know that there aren't any perfect beings, only the source within is perfect, has no flaws. The Christ that lives within our consciousness, that does the right thing in the right alignment. And so when we are too hard on ourselves as mothers, we put that extra pressure on ourselves to show up in a space to where it's determined that you must know it all. Now, you can hear about how people come into being a mother, that you learn and hear from other people, and they give you all of these different remedies and things you can learn from and what you should do to prepare yourself for the little one that's away. But nothing prepares you. Not all of the advice, not any of the books perhaps that you've read, any of the classes perhaps that you've attended. Prenatal care, and that's important. The parenting classes, things of that nature, until it actually happens. In many cases, that's how we learn. I'm that kind of person. I learn as a hands-on person. And most of the things that we do in this trial and error anyway. If this is the first time you've ever done something, how do you know if you can do it well enough? Give yourself some grace about the things that you're learning. So when it comes to doing something different that you haven't ever done before, give yourself some grace about figuring it out. as I am doing here in real time. I have some projects that I must take care of. And it's for me. It's new. It's challenging for me. But yet I take care of it. I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to be okay with it. The first thing that we do when this negativity comes around in our ears is we're listening to noise, things that we may tell ourselves. You're too old. You may not need to do that. That fear sets in. It tries to trip you up before you even get started on the thing. I'm not having it. I'm going to continue. It says, I'm going to keep on walking, keep on talking, walking to the promised land. Ain't going to let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't going to let nobody turn me around. I'm going to keep on walking, keep on talking, walking to the promised land. It's something about doing the damn thing anyway. Wherever you are right now is all that matters. This is the only thing that we have going on right now here in this present moment. 10:30 a.m. Eastern. This is the moment that I'm living in right now. This is the only thing that I should be concerned about. This is the only thing that I have control over. And once we learn that that control that we have is based upon the moment that we're in, the present moment that we're in, nothing else will matter. Being concerned about what happened way back when, which was probably 2 minutes ago, or what's going to happen in the future, the next breath we take. You're already in the future. And the past is already, it's linear. Everything happens all at once. As my business coach, Dahl Levant, has mentioned. And so you live your life for the fact of that you have one. Learn to be grateful for the things that we already have. And so when we sit around and we mope and don't have any to be ungrateful. And whatever it is that you didn't complete at whatever length of time that you didn't complete it, you can do it now. This is what we're talking about, starting over. Doing something that you haven't ever done before. I am working on right now in real time. And how I'm going to go about it, just a little bit at a time. To be certain that I have the ease and the comfort in my mind to know that it's going to be okay. Regardless, just attempt to do something to make it happen, as I would need to do here in real time, a project. And so I'm here to remind you, sis, no matter what it is that you continue to do yourself to prevent yourself from moving forward, don't do it. Age is not a factor when it comes to whatever it is that you've been putting off. Procrastination has crippled you. The time that has passed by has gotten you stuck, and you're feeling as if you cannot move from it. It's a serious time in our lives after a certain point. And just so that you'll know, your girl looks 60 in July. And that ain't no lie. I will be 60. We don't know how long we have been traveling. It seemed like time has stopped. 60? Are you kidding me? Where has time gone? And it seems like when I talk about how you strive to make it up a mountain, you know, how you climb, you continue to climb. And what is it about reaching the top of it? If this is something that you're taking the steps necessary to climb up that mountain. Nothing should get in your way. If you know that these are the steps to get up that mountain. I had a conversation with my big sister about that. And she says, well, what is it when you're continually doing something each and every day to climb up that mountain? She says, in many cases, there's nobody trying to pull you down. And whatever that is that's got you clouded, perhaps it's the negative self-talk, perhaps it's the naysayers and the brand new haters that comes around in your life that does not see you make it because they're afraid. And they're projecting that fear on you. It's hopping on you. Now you don't want to do anything. So who is it that you have in your life that's making you feel as if you can't do something because of your age? Because gone are the days, and this has been going on a long time, that grandma is not just sitting in a rocking chair, knitting, crocheting. You know, that's can be a stimulating thing that you can do as a hobby, because that's important to have hobbies, interests. But don't weigh yourself down feeling as if grandma has a certain label put upon her and it's not appropriate for grandma. And we know that that's an African custom, an African dance. You could trace it in a historical sense in terms of how that dance comes about. Everything that you do has already been done before. There's nothing new under the sun, as we've heard that before. So don't let anyone, including yourself, make you feel as if you're too old at a certain point, and that is a bad word, saying to someone, how old are you? That has nothing to do with it. It's based upon how you feel about yourself. It's based upon the confidence that you have in yourself, and you continue to live your life in a zestful way, and that's what I advocate, the zestful living. And it's about living unapologetically guilt-free. It's of enthusiasm and the excitement to live your life just as you would want to live it. And the more we continue to live our life, sis, the way we want it, everything around us will bloom. Everything around us will begin to open up to all of the possibilities that are there for us anyway. If you believe, and this just seems like these particular songs comes about. Believe in yourself the way I believe in you. I love the whiz. I love the majestic way that it comes about as it tells a story of Dorothy. She lost her way. She found her way home, that she was looking to find her way home. And along the way, she met friends that she began to open up about, the places that she were on her journey traveling to. She met someone along the way, the Scarecrow. And he was wanting to have that was what he was missing, according to him. He wanted a brain. And as they went on and went on and went on, they went on down the yellow brick road. And as they went on, I found another friend, the Tin Man, who felt as if he needed a heart. And as they all shared that they were on the journey looking for, they all went down the yellow brick road to be able to find the Wizard of Oz. This is where they were going. As, of course, you know about the ruby slippers that Dorothy was wearing, because one of the Wicked Witch's house fell on her. That was in the Wizard of Oz. I believe in the Wiz, there was something different that happened. And then, of course, they met the lion, who needed some courage. He wasn't feeling as if courageous, and you know a lion is majestic, king of the jungle. And so he did not have any courage. He felt as if he wasn't brave enough. And as they went on and on and on and on this journey, when they met the Wiz, and as it was, they found out that he had a mask on. It was a masquerade. He wasn't who he said he was. And we have met many people that show up in our lives that aren't who they say they are. And one of my pet peeves is if you cannot keep your word as something that is not a good character. And so again, they were revealing who these people really were. They were discovering something about themselves. As at the end of it, as we know the whole entire story, the end of it, as it was when Dorothy was informed by the good witch, Glinda, I believe it was, said that you always had the power to go back home. You're not lost, young lady, as in other words, you always have the ability to go back home. And perhaps many of us were saying to tell me all this time and all of these trials and tribulations that they went through along the way, the monkeys on the motorcycle, the witches flying, all of the things that were trying to trip them up to discover and rediscover who they have always have been and rediscover what was already inside of them. As she informed Dorothy that you always have had the ability. And of course, as the Wizard of Oz was granting all of the awards and perhaps giving them their crowns when he was bestowing upon him and all of her friends, Dorothy and all of her friends, that he gave them the honor that they were actually looking for. You know how we will look for validation, as he granted all of the things that they already had. The Scarecrow already had rain throughout the entire process of on the journey that they were on. He was the one that was coming up with all of the ideas. When Michael Jackson portrayed the Scarecrow in The Wiz, he would pull out something that he had in his straw, and he would pull out his little wise slogans that he would have. And you can tell that he was using his brain throughout the entire journey. And the Tin Man already had a heart, the way in which he had the compassion and the way in which he was giving all of tenderness to those around him. He already had a heart, a guide within him that gave him the protection that he needed and shield everyone else around him. And of course, the Cowardly Lion, as it was named in the beginning, was brave as he fought off all of the monkeys that were trying to stop them from leaving out of a building in The Wiz. And so with all of this, it's helping us to realize that whatever it is that we're looking for, we already have it. Already have it within us. And Dorothy had the ability to go back home as she finds herself again. And on this journey, as we're rediscovering ourselves as those that have, in many cases, are going through renesting, the empty nest period, where the children have already moved out. They're on their own. And you, as a mother, are feeling as if, well, what do I do now with all of my time? As we're making our way back home, these roles that we have in our lives are lifetime roles. And the things that we do in our lives when it comes to the titles that we label ourselves with, we do it really well. But when it comes to what we need, if it's a selfish act to put our needs first. Because again, all of the time that you have used has been on those that need you. And you don't think about the fact that you need you. The little girl within you, she needs you. Dorothy found her way back home within herself. All she had to do was click her heels 3 times. And it's just a metaphor to say that you already have the place within you that you call home. When I think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing. I just love that by Stephanie Mills and even Diana Ross. Let's not forget Diana Ross. She sang that song in The Wiz. And no one can do it like my girl Stephanie Mills when she sings Home. I saw her in person singing that song, and something came over me as I was cheering with all of the ways and what that means to me. That place that we think about and what made me feel a way about it is thinking about how I grew up, the home that I grew up in terms of family, and how much fun we used to have together. And those are like a time gone by, being around your loved ones and your family and that joy that was all over you. When you think of home, you think of a place. There's love all over and love overflowing. And so this is what we're talking about. And that home lives within you. That's where we reside, within. And so whatever you feel, sis, about the time that you feel has passed you by, that's too late to start over, stop believing that. And whatever it is that you're feeling that has you stuck, you don't have to stay there because you deserve a good life. Look at the life that you've provided for your entire family, for everyone around you. Look at the life that they have. And whatever it is that you feel that it did not come out as much as you wanted it to be, and everyone around you did not pick up all of the examples that you shared with them, that you taught them, it's one of those things as an enabler. And perhaps even as a helicopter parent, you feel as if you have to continue to show up for everybody else because, again, you want them to get it. But that's the thing. They have to learn for themselves. And they will get it. It's just that everyone does it in their own pace and at their own time. You want them to get it right away because perhaps it didn't take you that long. But this is an entire person, and they have a right to learn at their own pace Move out of the way and allow them time to be able to grow, just like it took you time to grow. Don't be so hard on them, because the way that you're showing up on them is the way that you're showing up for yourself. You're hard on them because you're hard on yourself. You criticize them because you're criticizing yourself. So it's not ever too late to start in. And so that's what I talk about when the train is rolling in and it's time for you to get on board. This is what I like to share with you all the time. When that train is rolling in and it's time for you to get on board, it says that it's for you to release the resentment, the bitterness, the hatefulness, the unforgiveness, all of the strongholds that have a grip on your life. So when we say people all over the world, join in, join this love train, love train. And so we must learn to train ourselves how to love ourselves. And thank you to the mighty, mighty OJs for that message. When have we ever had the opportunity to learn to love ourselves, to train ourselves how to love ourselves? We've been taught to share. We've been taught that it's selfish to think about yourself. So when you are on that time frame of living your life for other people, then all of a sudden, as you realize time has gone by and it doesn't slow down and stop for anyone, it continues and continues until you take a pause, until you reset, until you realize, until you become aware of whatever all of this is that you've been putting your attention to, time and your loyalty. It just goes on and on and on. But how much of it does it come back to you for you to realize that you need peace, joy, happiness, love? And so when we say enough is enough, this is what we're talking about. Time to take back what was stolen. Negative experiences can produce unhealthy memories, which are often called souls. Now, this is from the Narrow Patrick that I see Dr. Deborah Ferron. It's called Break Free of Strongholds, 3 Ways to Change and Control the Desires of Your Body and Mind. I have my certificate in as a health coach, a life coach. And so when enough is enough, enough is enough, time to take back what was stolen. Negative experiences can produce unhealthy memories, which are often called strongholds. The affected person may not recognize the connection between the present ill effects and the unhealthy memories of a specific traumatic event suffered. Often this rests in experiences of sexual trauma, abandonment, trauma, and growing up with fear. Strongholds control what and who the individual is attracted to. These also control how he views and interacts with his or her world. It is what, or if it was your innocence, self-esteem, time, money, love, or anything else stolen, it's time to take it back. You are the one who can take responsibility for your health and happiness. So let me say that again. If it was your innocence, self-esteem, time, money, love, or anything else stolen, it is time to take it back. You are the one who can take responsibility for your health and happiness. And so those are the strongholds. Those are the negative experiences that produce unhealthy memories. And those unhealthy memories, what has a grip on you. And so as we begin to become more aware of what that is, we can find exactly what we need. And right now, feeling stuck is where we are, or where you are. Feeling stuck on the fact that you're carrying around all of these negative experiences which produce unhealthy memories, perhaps sexual trauma, perhaps the abandonment. It comes from somewhere. And these are the areas that we're looking at. I would like for you to look in the Stand Store and take on this assessment. It's 5 ways that you've lost yourself in your roles and how to reclaim you, essentially to find yourself again and find your way back home. It's free in Stand Store. And then also stay tuned for some of the work that we're going to be doing on a basis with the Lady Academy workshop. There's a wait list that you can sign up for, and including the Zest for Life Social Club and Support Group, where we heal and you won't be alone doing this, as we will have 3 meetups up real soon. And I'll share that with you and let you know how you can be a part of it. But I'm just here to come on the live with you to share that it's your time. You have not been put on this earth to pour endlessly into everyone else on empty cup. No, you can do something about it and shine some light on who you are and who you've always have wanted to be. That emptiness period takes away your identity. You lose your identity because of the roles that you have been in. Now the quiet area that you're living in now because the children have moved out. You don't know what to do. You don't feel as if you're deserving of having all of this free time to yourself. But we can do something about it. We can begin to recognize that this is what's happening as we do a self-assessment on ourselves to figure out what our step is. As we sit still and sit quiet, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my redeemer. 19:14, and it says it all. That stillness is going to help us to reach and find out where we are within our own core being. That abandonment that happened was not your fault. There's nothing wrong with you, sis. I'm here to remind you that that guilt, when it shows up, it's a lie. Don't believe it. You deserve something better for yourself. It's time for us to reclaim that power back for ourselves now. We've done everything possible that we do. And I know the scripture says sometimes that after you've done all that you can to stand. And I like to say that after you've done everything possible within your power, everything that you can think of that you can do, don't do nothing else. You are enough. You are good enough. You have done enough. Enough said. And so I'm going to leave you with that, sis, and remind you, don't let anybody hold you back from what you want to do in your life. You have a right to live your life because at a point in time you were a little baby before you were trying to figure out how life works and what to do next. You went through all of the stages until you grew up. A majority of your life with all of those that you care about, you poured into. Now it's time to pour back into yourself while you still have time. There is no more time to waste. There is no more time to say, I'm going to do it next week. No, do it now. That's what we're going to do. So give yourself some grace today and have a good day on purpose.